like to start off with an old Uncle Dave Macon song, and I've had a request for it today from my two-member fan club, my wife and one other person. It's one of my favorite songs, too. It's called Down the Old Plank Road. I'd rather be in Richmond in all the hail and rain than for to be in Georgia, boys, wearing that ball and chain. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. I'm gonna build me a scaffold upon the mountain high so I can see my Madonna girl as she goes riding by. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. Donny, oh dear Donny, how can you treat me so? Cause me to wear the ball and chain, now my ankle's sore. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. I went down to Richmond for to get on the gravel train. Very next thing they heard of me had on the ball and chain. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. Knoxville is a pretty town and Memphis is a beauty. You want to see them pretty girls and hop to Chattanooga. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. £18 of meat a week and whiskey here to sell. How can a young man stay at home? Pretty girls look so well. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. I'd rather be in Richmond in all the hail and rain than for to be in Georgia, boys, and wearing that ball and chain. Won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, won't get drunk no more, way down the old plank road. Thank you very much. The first person that I ever heard live play the old-time clawhammer-style banjo was a man named Wade Ward from Independence, Virginia. And I heard him when I was about 13, and I decided that's the way I wanted to play. He has been dead for about 4 or 5 years now, but left with us a great many old-time banjo tunes and fiddle tunes. I'm going to combine two of my favorites that he did. His version of Sally Ann and another tune called Half Shaved. This is another song that the Ward family did. It tells about a bunch of people that are obviously at a party of some kind, an old-time party, get stuck because of the rain. It's called Waterbound. Well, chickens crow in the old pine field, chickens crowing in the old pine field, chickens crowing in the old pine field down in North Carolina. Waterbound, I can't go home, waterbound and I can't go home, waterbound and I can't go home down in North Carolina. Well, Dick and Charlie, let's go home. Dick and Charlie, let's go home. Dick and Charlie, let's go home before the water rises. Waterbound, I can't go home. Waterbound, and I can't go home. Waterbound, and I can't go home down in North Carolina. Well, the old man's mad and I don't care. The old man's mad and I don't care. The old man's mad and I don't care. Just so I'll get his daughter. If you don't give her up, I'm gonna run away. If you don't give her up, I'm gonna run away. Don't give her up, I'm gonna run away. I'll go to North Carolina. Chickens crow in the old pine field, chickens crow in the old pine field, chickens crowing in the old pine field down in North Carolina. Waterbound, I can't go home, waterbound and I can't go home, waterbound and I can't go home down in North Carolina. I had a list of songs I was going to sing yesterday, and Jim Burke never saw it, but he played every damn one of them, minus one. But to heck with him, I'm going to play one that he played yesterday, and maybe playing today. I got one up on you, Jim. Where is he? Go home. It's called June Apple. Train on the island, she's running to the west. Me and my gal, we fell out, it may be for the best. Train on the island, don't you hear her blow? Go and tell my own true love I'm sick and I can't go. Train on the island, running to the west. Me and my gal, we fall out, it may be for the best. Train on the island, don't you hear her blow? Go and tell my own true love I'm sick and I can't go.
This is a song from southwestern Virginia. I mentioned the Ward family earlier. This is one of their old tunes called Deadheads and Suckers. Deadheads and suckers, how can you live? How can you live, darling? How can you live? Deadheads and suckers, how can you live when good men are dying every day? Going round the mountain, bound to leave you now, bound to leave you now, darling, bound to leave you now. Going round the mountain, bound to leave you now, and darling, I don't know what to do. High sheriff and police running after me, darling, running after me. High sheriff and police running after me, and darling, I don't know what to do. Deadheads and suckers, how can you live? How can you live, darling, how can you live? Deadheads and suckers, how can you live when good men are dying every day? Lighty in the graveyard, outshines the sun, outshines the sun, darling, outshines the sun. Lighty in the graveyard, outshines the sun, and darling, I don't know what to do. Mighty happy meeting, don't you wanna go? Don't you wanna go, darling, don't you wanna go? Mighty happy meeting, don't you wanna go? Yes, we'll all go. Deadheads and suckers, how can you live? How can you live, darling, how can you live? Deadheads and suckers, how can you live when good men are dying every day? Thank you. I learned the next two banjo tunes I'm going to play in the southwestern part of Virginia. And I'll play them in a medley. The first one is called Stillhouse, and the second one is called Molly Put the Kettle On.
This is a song that I collected from Vern Smelser in Paoli, Indiana, back in about 1963, and it has many variants that have been collected across the United States, but this is probably the prettiest tune I've ever heard sung to it, and also the words are very descriptive. It gives a really good picture of the life back in the 1800s. It's called The Morning of 1845.
I woke up one morning in 1845, thought myself quite lucky to find myself alive, harnessed up my whole team of business to pursue, and I went to hauling coal as I used for to do. The alehouse being open and the whiskey being free, as soon as I drank one glass, another's filled for me. I only hauled one load instead of hauling four, and I got so drunk at Shippingsport I couldn't haul no more. I grabbed my saddle upon my back and staggered to the barn, saddled up my whole gray mare, thinking it no harm, jumped upon her back and I rode away so still, and I scarcely drew a breath till I come to Laurel Hill. My father fast pursued me, he rode both night and day. He must have had a pilot, or else he'd lost his way. He peeked in every hole and corner where'er he saw light, till his old gray locks was wet with the dews of the night. I have an honest comrade, his name I will not tell, invited me to go downtown with him to cut a swell, and after much persuasion with him I did agree, and we went down to the tailor shop, some fiddlers for to see. Up stepped four young ladies, all ready for to dance. Up step four young gentlemen, all in advance. The fiddlers being willing and their arms a being strong, I danced the ground of Laurel Hill at least 4 hours long.
My hands are freezing. I sort of wish these lights were hotter. I'll try one that I learned in southwestern Virginia. It's called Old Jimmy Sutton. I'll close off with one of my favorite tunes, and I sing it about every chance I get. The tune called Angeline is one that I recorded from Frank George from Bluefield, West Virginia, and then an old relative of mine who did a lot of old 78 recordings and recordings for the Library of Congress back in the 30s, Uncle Eck Dunford from Galax, Virginia, sings a slightly different version but uses these words. So I'll be playing and singing to the tune that I collected from Frank George, but singing the words that Uncle Eck Dunford sang. The tune is Angeline the Baker. Angeline the baker lives in the village green. The way I always loved her beats all you ever seen. Her father is a miller, they call him Uncle Sam. I never will forget him unless I take a dram. Angeline the baker, her age is 43. I bought her candy by the peck and she won't marry me. Angeline the baker, Angeline I say, you left me here to weep and moan and play on the old jawbone. Angeline is handsome and Angeline is tall. They say she sprained her ankle a-dancing at the ball. She won't do hard work because she is not stout. She bakes her biscuits every day and throws her coffee out. Angeline the baker, her age is 43. I bought her candy by the peck and she won't marry me. Angeline the baker, Angeline I say, you left me here to weep and moan and play on the old jawbone. The last time I seen her was at the county fair. Her father run me almost home and told me to stay there. I'll never marry no other girl, no matter how I court. I said I'd marry Angeline just 20 years ago. Angeline the baker, her age is 43. I bought her candy by the peck and she won't marry me. Angeline the baker, Angeline I say, you left me here to weep and moan and play on the old jawbone. Thank you. Thank you very much.